All right, chat. This was brought to my attention by Dill Murray. I saw it earlier in the day, but I'm glad you brought up Dill Murray because I think this is like really interesting. And this is everywhere right now, but I'm reading this via Variety. And apparently, chat, a Clayface movie is officially underway at DC Studios with Mike Flanagan writing. Mike Flanagan, who has been one of the best creators in the horror genre and the fantasy genre for, the last decade or so? Whether it be his wonderful shows like The Fall of the House of Usher or Midnight Mass, or his movie like Dr. Sleep is just one of the most underrated fantasy horror films of the last 10 years. And also Hush, one of my favorite, thrillers in the 2010s. But in any case, he's writing this movie. And I'm going to read this a little bit and I'm going to share my opinion on this. Fresh off the success of HBO series The Penguin, and that's exactly why they're doing this. DC Studios has officially greenlit a feature film centered around Clayface, the shapeshifting Batman villain from the script written by Dr. Sleep filmmaker Mike Flanagan. According to a source of direct knowledge of the production, plot details are scarce, but filming is expected to begin early next year. Matt Reeves and Lynn Harris will produce through their Company 6 and Idaho Productions. I guess there's been updates since then. Flanagan, who first pitched DC Studios on a Clayface. So this is coming from Flanagan. He pitched this in 2023, tweeted in 2021 that he was really keen to do a standalone Clayface movie as a horror thriller tragedy. That sounds awesome. But he's ready to. But he's already committed to write and direct a new take on The Exorcist. Oh, that's right. He's doing The Exorcist movie for Universal, the Blumhouse, and Morgan Creek, and he's also developing a series adaptation of Stephen King's novel Carrie for Amazon MGM Studios. So DC has been on the hunt for a director to take the reins, and an announcement is imminent. Ooh, speculate for directors. Clayface, one of the earliest Batman antagonists, has passed through several iterations since he was introduced in 1940 as a washed-up actor who turns to crime wearing the clay-like mask of character he once played. That's the original version, more of a serial killer. Character shapeshifting abilities were first introduced in 1961, and he's been portrayed in many live-action animated Batman adaptations, including by Ron Perlman on Batman animated series. And I love that take on it. I've spoken so highly. The Feet of Clay Part 1 and 2, excellent. Mudslide, excellent. And then his final appearance in the animated series, Growing Pains, brilliant. Every Clayface episode of Batman the animated series is brilliant. So good. I love Growing Pains. Might be my favorite. Goddamn ads, get on here. In the 1990s by Brian McMahon, 2010s Fox series Gotham, most recently by Alan Tudyk. That's true, and he's played very well by Alan Tudyk in Harley Quinn. And apparently he's also going to be showing up in Creature Commandos, which I think they mention here. So, first of all, I just think this is so cool. I think the big reason why this was, probably officially greenlit, be like, all right, we're doing this, is Warner Brothers knew what they had with the Penguin. And that show is, as you guys know, and as I've spoken about it, it's one of the best shows of the year. And the thing that is so good about the show, there's many things good about the show, but it doesn't cut the legs out from under the Penguin character. He is a villain through and through. Like, there are maybe charming aspects about him. We certainly see those throughout the series. Like, we come to understand why he is the way he is, but he is a fucking villain, right? At the end of the day, especially after that last episode. They didn't do what Sony did, which is take all these Spider-Man villains and turn them into heroes or anti-heroes, right? So for them to announce that they're going to do a standalone Clayface movie, or maybe it's connected to something, is just really interesting to me. And the fact that they want to make it a horror thriller tragedy, like the thing that immediately comes to mind for me, in terms of it's going to be a body horror movie, guys. It's going to be like David Cronenberg's The Fly. It's going to be like, most recently, my favorite movie this year, The Substance. Can you imagine a DC Clayface film with the sensibilities of one of the greatest body horror films of the 80s, The Fly, or even this decade with The Substance? That to me is super interesting. Set in the world of Batman. I'm so excited about this. This sound, and the thing is too, we might be I think this is just the precipice of a fantastic, just new era for live action DC content. Like, chat, we had to fucking suffer. We had to suffer through, and not to say that in the DCU didn't have good movies. It did. It did. It gave us Wonder Woman. I mean, Wonder Woman gave us The Suicide Squad, right? It gave us some fun films. It gave us Shazam, but we had to suffer through a lot of fucking bullshit, okay? And a lot of people not knowing what the fuck they were doing, and certain filmmakers trying to force their own sensibilities and their own visions on characters, even though their own vision didn't match the things that define those characters for decades. And now it looks like we're entering an era where you have people who are very smart, who understand this material and understand what defines them, and are going to be making this content, but at the same time, making really bold choices that are extremely refreshing. And the fact that we are going to be possibly getting a body horror Clayface film written by Mike Flanagan, one of the best horror filmmakers and writers out there right now, is so exciting to me. I'm there to see who they're going to possibly get to direct the film. There's so many wonderful choices that they could possibly go. I mean, I would love it if Mike Flanagan could direct it, but I mean, yeah, I'd be very interested to see who they're going to eventually get. Hell, get the director of The Substance to do it. That'd be really amazing to see. But yeah, I'm over the moon about this. This sounds really exciting to me. What about you guys? How do you feel about a body horror Clayface movie? Let's go. Yeah. Let me see what you guys got. Oh, man. Yeah, it's 3 huge projects, right? Yeah. So, yeah, Mike Flanagan making a Clayface movie, that would be really cool. He can make it dark, movie like Midnight Mass. I think they will. I love the Batman series version of Clay. That's my favorite adaptation of the character yet. Webpage is exactly why I refuse to turn off AdBlock. I know. Good Lord, was that page loaded? I know. Sorry about that. Sorry. I think I have AdBlock turned off. Or maybe it's outdated. My version of AdBlock might be outdated. Oh, the joy in Chris's voice when he says body horror. Yeah, I'm very excited. Good to see you in the Black Human. Welcome. I do love it. Corley Fargay. Is that how you say your name? Fargay? Wonderful. Or Julia, I'm going to mispronounce her name, Du Cornau, assuming they want to do a studio film. That'd be interesting. I would think like this movie it would have a smaller budget. I mean, that's what I would do if I was Warner Brothers. I would like greenlight, and I guess it might be Elseworlds. And okay, this also makes me happy because despite the failure of Joker 2, Filet Deux, it's like that seemingly hasn't discouraged them from doing more of these kind of standalone things, these Elseworlds, which I think they should do. I think Marvel should do this too. For the longest time, to keep it fresh. This is what you got to do for the genre. You need to do stuff like this. You can't just keep making the same things over and over and over again. So they could possibly get someone like that if they have like a reasonable budget. Like, hey, follow the script, but it's up to you. I think that'd be really cool. So it's not too much of a risk by giving it a relatively lower budget. Clayface very much like The Fly. And it's a tragedy. The Substance, Substance is so good. Agreed, KC, agreed. Hope Mike Flanagan directed too. I would love it if he chose to. His last movie won the best of TIFF, Life of Chuck. Oh yeah, it's that Stephen King adaptation, right? Body horror is one of the most unique and versatile genres of horror, so it's wonderful to see DC going that route with Mike Flanagan bringing it ahead. Yes, agreed. My fan loves the Clayface episodes of the animated series. Oh, see, that's a man. I'll tell you what. I've noticed, and this makes me super happy, that you're bringing in these people who have watched the DCAU, the DC animated universe, because you look at like what James Gunn is doing. It's like the Justice League he's kind of putting together is the DCAU Justice League. It's pretty interesting. And referencing these stories, that's when you know you're doing like a real fan. Someone who understands these characters and is looking at some of their best adaptations. And for Mike Flanagan, who is also, I'm not surprised at all to hear that he's a fan of Batman animated series. He's clearly a man of taste. And so if he's going to take that as a source of inspiration for his adaptation, I'm jazzed. I can't wait. Budget will be around $40 million. What the reports? I love it. That's exactly what it should be. Yes. So smart. And so when they do those Clayface scenes, they're gonna put everything they can possibly do into those scenes and make them very effective. I can't wait. I'm sorry. I'm just really, really excited. Oh man. Part of me wants Sony Marvel to take notes, but they would still look up. That's what they should do. That's what they should have done. 100%. That's what they should have done. Like with Kraven the Hunter, they could have done something like that, but they chose to take the easy route. They chose to get the wrong people to make it. They had these horrible producers who don't care, like Tom Rothman, Avi Arad. Terrible writers. Keep it juicy. I'm so excited, Rook. I'm gonna explode. But it's $40 million. That's great. That's exactly what it should be. The fact that it's going to be a tragic horror story that turns a normal man into a shapeshifting monster who didn't ask for it sold me. Me too. Right there, I let Parker Finn take a shot. Parker Finn. Oh wait, Parker Finn. I know that name. I talked about that person. Wait. Is that? Did they? Smile. Oh yeah. The guy, Parker Finn, who I mean, his made his feature film debut of Smile and Smile. Yeah, if they were to go with him, I'd be okay with it. I'd be like, all right, okay. Because listen, I really like Smile too. I like Smile too. It's like it's slightly derivative, from the first movie. But in terms of scale, what he's playing around with and stuff, it's really interesting. And they're going to obviously do a third film where it'd have to be different. But if they were to go, they'd be like, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. And there is certainly body horror in Smile. Both films. Fact is going to be, I just read that. Robert Eggers might work. Man, fucking, can you imagine Robert? I'm so excited for Nosferatu. I can't wait. Katrina and I are going to go see it on Christmas Day. Yes. Robert Eggers might work too, but I'm not sure he wants to venture out of his own weird world, which understandable. To be honest, I don't know if I want him to venture out of his weird world. No, that same. You kind of want him to still do what he does, because everything he's done, at least so far in my book, has been really great. Very good to very great, in my opinion. So yeah, but if they were to attract a director of that caliber, of that talent, who has an understanding of these characters and appreciation for them, as Mike Flanagan does, as James Gunn does. And we're in a good place, chat. Very good place. That's awesome. Ooh, yeah, the Raka guys. Yeah, those guys. Yeah, the Filippo brothers. Get them to do it. That'd be interesting. I think they're busy. Have talked to me too. But yeah, because we don't know exactly when this Clayface project is going to exactly be released, but that'd be really cool. They would do a really good job. I like to see them do that. Although they're really about like Australian filmmaking though. So I would wonder. Apparently they were approached by an American studio to just remake Talk to Me in America. And they're like, no. Which I don't blame them. But, yeah, Jennifer Kent. Who has done The Babadook, obviously. She did another film called The Nightingale. I have to, look up more of what she's done. But Babadook's really good. I have one problem. The DCU has to get this one thing right. The movies they already got coming. No, you're not wrong. So what you're saying. I mean, I have currently watched 2 episodes of Creature Commandos, and I really enjoyed it. And a lot of it is, they're monsters. It's very much indulging in horror. The second episode is James Gunn's take on The Bride of Frankenstein. I think he does a great job with it. I haven't seen the most recent episode. I heard it's a World War II story, which I love the idea of a James Gunn World War II story. But at least so far, the first steps, I think, have been, at the very least, very solid, if not, I think, great. But yes, Superman will be the big test, obviously. Apparently, we might get that trailer next week, which will be very exciting. But yeah, this is great news. I'm very excited about this. Can't wait, guys. Just reading that put a big smile on my face, and hearing your guys' thoughts on it too, your suggestions. Wonderful. So thank you again, Dill Murray, for bringing it up again. Put me in a very good mood.